The universe has a way of sending us messages whenever we need them most. This happened for me with Landslide. And it happens for me with a lot of songs and with a lot of movies and with a lot of anything. My favorite example of this in my life so far is Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. This song found me. I'd heard it my entire life, but the first time I heard this song and it really truly resonated and I understood what Stevie Nicks was singing about was on a 2-day long road trip. I was driving from Los Angeles back to my hometown, Kansas City, like last year. And I was driving back after experiencing my first heartbreak. And after just being faced with emotions that I had never faced before. They were some of the most earth-shattering emotions anyone ever feels is heartbreak, especially the first one. Your first love and your first heartbreak is such a transformative thing for a lot of people, and it definitely was for me. And this song really helped, was kind of a guiding light during all of that for me. And Stevie Nicks just helped me learn a really valuable life lesson, which is embracing change will set you free. It will transform your life. So, without further ado, this is The Beauty of Impermanence, as told through the eyes of Stevie Nicks of Fleetwood Mac. Also as explained by one Daniel Brinko. Now sit back, put on your listening ears, and let Stevie Nicks sing you a beautiful, beautiful song called Landslide. Boop! Oh, I love that song. Ugh. So, the reason I was driving back home to Kansas City was because I was experiencing a landslide moment in my life. I was going through my first heartbreak, which taught me a lot, showed me so much about how to live a life that's fulfilling and what matters at the end of the day. I was driving back. It was early in the morning. My brother was in the passenger seat, passed out. I was driving. My brother graciously went on the trip with me because he is just supportive and wonderful. And it was a really, really beautiful bonding experience for the two of us. But he was passed out in the passenger seat, and I was driving somewhere in Colorado. It was the second day of the trip, so it was right around the halfway point. Mountains on either side, probably in like a giant valley. And this song comes on shuffle, Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. I've loved this song for a long time. But as Stevie Nicks is singing the lyrics, I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down, or I climbed a mountain and I turned around. Things started clicking a lot. Though I was very emotional at the time, I was crying often, I was like a little bit of a mess. This song, and thinking about what Stevie Nicks was singing about, it didn't make me cry. I sat and replayed it like 3 or 4 more times. My brother still passed out next to me in the passenger seat while I'm just sitting here like looking out, like amazed at what's going on around me, what's going on in my own head, what I'm realizing. The mistake that I had made back in LA, the reason I was leaving LA was because I had built my life around someone else, which Stevie Nicks also touches on in this song. She says, "I've been afraid of changing because I built my life around you." And hearing her say this as I'm driving, I'm like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, I did that. And the second change started happening in my life, I didn't know how to react. And I had never been like that before. I realized that I did exactly that. I built my life around someone else, and that caused me to be terrified of anything changing. Because I didn't have a life outside of this guy that I was so in love with and who is amazing. But whenever everything kind of crumbled apart and I had my landslide moment, I just knew I needed to get out of LA. I needed to get away from the life that I had built there and back to somewhere that felt more like home to me, which was my home where I grew up in Kansas City. So that was why I was going back home in the first place. I actually, speaking of which, So this leads into my next question. What was my plan when I got back to Kansas City? What was I doing there? I knew I was not staying there. I knew I was gonna go back to LA. I just needed time away. I had a three-tier plan. I kind of came up with this plan on the car ride back. I was like, I can't be afraid of change. And this going back home, it feels like a huge defeat. But I know that it's not permanent, which is something that Stevie Nicks is singing about. And I also know that this can either be a huge learning moment or a huge pity party moment. And it's up to me to decide which it becomes. And I was not about to have a pity party while I was back home. So I, on the car ride there, began formulating this three-tier plan. I would know that I was ready to move back to LA once I had done these three things. Saved up a certain amount of money, gotten in touch with old friends that I'd fallen out of touch with, and just heal. Just get good again. Just heal. Just heal. Just forgive myself for making those mistakes, and also forgive him for the mistakes that he made too, so that I could come back to Los Angeles and live a life and build a brand new life that was built on a solid foundation this time, with or without him. Lo and behold, over the course of the 3.5 months that I was back home, I was probably the most motivated version of myself I've ever witnessed or ever been before. While I was back home, I was going to the gym consistently. I remember the day after I got back, I went straight to the gym, got a membership, and started going literally every single day. I also started meditating when I woke up. I would wake up, I would go brush my teeth, and I would go back, sit in my bed, legs folded, crisscross applesauce, and I would meditate for like 10 minutes. I was eating healthy. I was working a lot at the boutique that I worked at before I had left, and who became like a second family to me too while I was back, because I learned how to be vulnerable with them about everything that I was going through. And I was greeted by them with such open arms, and this vulnerable side of myself that they had never seen before was so celebrated and so loved and so cared for. I built a really deep connection with people that I already knew. I already knew them. But because I was able to lean on other people in this time, I was able to build these deeper connections with them and just feel so loved and to love them in return. I also got in touch with some old friends who I had not really talked to for over a year at that point, but who I missed dearly. And we got back in touch, and I swear to God, it was like no time had passed. And I learned how to laugh again. I learned how to feel love, how to let myself be loved again. I learned how to be celebrated again, which was something that I had forgotten I was worthy of amid all this heartbreak stuff that I was going through. And after those 3 months, my life truly changed. My life, the second I heard that song on the way back home, I knew my life wasn't going to be the same. The gratitude I have for the people in my life, the gratitude I have for the journey that I'm on, the presence I feel with the journey that I'm on, the sense of purpose I have when I'm doing stuff like this, talking to people about things I'm passionate about, embracing change transformed my life. I want to read a description of the second verse of this song from Genius, like the lyric website, genius.com. Like the changing seasons, the inexorable crashing tides, emotion ebbs and flows. After a breakup, that sense of loss and heartbreak feels immediate and intense, but as the leaves fall, as the snow melts, as the tides pull away, it hardens into grief, a small hollowness within that becomes a part of what you are. This is what I witnessed happen when I was home in Kansas City. I let this hard thing become a source of connection with people who I already loved intensely and who were so willing to be there for me because they just loved me and wanted me to be happy. The loneliness I felt and the longing and the pain for my first heartbreak, it just slowly crystallized over the course of those few months into this just beautiful piece of my self-love journey. My heartbreak and the lessons that it taught me became this like beautiful part of the like tapestry of my life. My journey towards embracing who I am, embracing what I love. Hence, I mean, that's hence this whole radio show thing. It became this beautiful part of me. And I've written so much music about it since. Another thing I also realized while I was back home was how lucky I was to have experienced love the way that I did. Love is the reason we're on this earth. love is like, love is the reason we are on this earth. To love the people around us, to love ourselves, to accept everyone for who they are, to celebrate people for who they are. That's the reason we're here. That's my mission that I've discovered is everyone deserves to be loved and celebrated. And the fact that I got to feel that with this person, I'm so lucky now. And even though it led to a lot of pain, that pain led to me now sitting here talking about it and sharing my deepest self that I've ever, like, I am in touch with myself the deepest I've ever been. And now I get to share that with the world. That's fucking cool. That's cool. Love is everyone's mission on this earth. That's what purpose is. Purpose is love. That's what, like, someone's why. At the root of every why is love. My philosophy. So what did learning to embrace change with the help of Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac through this song Landslide, what did it do for me? It gave me this purpose. It showed me how important it is to love and to be open and vulnerable and to celebrate the people around us and to celebrate ourselves and to give love to ourselves. So that's my experience with this song and why this song means so much. So now I want to play a live version of Landslide, my favorite live performance of it that I've come across. And then after the break, we're going to break down some lyrics from this song and just break it down even more. Stevie Nicks' voice on this performance is, beautiful. That song, I just played the live version. It's so good. Okay, let's break down some lyrics. I am very excited to do this. Okay, first lyric. I climbed a mountain and I turned around. I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. This song is about change. Life is about change. Life is about climbing mountains, reaching peaks, achieving goals, and then turning around, or sometimes getting swept back down by the landslide. Life is about realizing your dreams, making them a reality, and then finding new ones after that. Actually, Elaine Welteroth, one of my favorite humans, she has a quote that goes, "Our lives are a series of dreams realized." That's exactly what life is. Embracing this, embracing finding a new dream every so often when you climb the mountain and turn around or when you get swept back down is life-changing, truly. Oh, I wrote this down. Sometimes we reach a point where we've gotten as much good out of something that we can. Sometimes we truly just need to leave something in the past so that we can step into a better future. Second lyric. Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? I think that thinking of life in terms of seasons is really beautiful and a really, really like freeing way to think about it. We should always be excited for what's to come in terms of career, love, friendships, moving cities, moving apartments, moving houses, hobbies, anything, skills, fashions. Obviously, it's normal to be like a little frightened every once in a while because change, it's unknown. You don't know what you're going to get out of whatever you step into next after leaving something behind. But that uncertainty is kind of what makes it thrilling. How boring would life be if we just if everything worked out the way we wanted it to? That's so fucking boring. Ew. Not ew, but where's the flavor? Where's the challenge? Where's the building character? Where's the fulfillment of knowing what it's like to not have something and working your ass off to get it? That's what life is. That's what pursuing dreams is. That's what building a relationship is learning to understand another person and learning how to intertwine your lives together. And that takes trial and error. That takes time to learn how to do. But that's what makes it worth it, though, is the challenge and the struggles we go through. Thinking of life in terms of seasons is really cool. It's a really beautiful way to think about it. Thinking of life in terms of that, and then having those memories to always look back on, and being as present in your life as you possibly can be during each of those phases, each of those seasons, that's building memories. That's building a beautiful life. And I mean, that should be the goal. That should be the goal. The goal should not be to not fail. We're all going to fail at something. And this is a whole different conversation, but the only true failure is not trying something. You can't fail if you tried something. Just because it didn't work out for you doesn't mean it's a failure. That doesn't mean you didn't put your best foot forward and learn probably a lot about yourself and the world and what you love and what you don't love in the process. There's always something to be learned through quote unquote failure. My 2 cents, baby. That's my 2 cents. Lyric number 3. I've been afraid of changing because I built my life around you. I think this is such a common mistake that people make, especially young people in their first relationships. And I know this firsthand. I know from firsthand experience, as I said, how it can be to do this and how crazy it can get up here whenever you do this. When we build a life around somebody else, we forget how to find joy outside of them, or we stop seeking joy outside of them. And not having another source of happiness in your life, other friends, hobbies, your dreams that you're pursuing, your clothes, your house that you decorated really cute, your job, again, other friendships, other really beautiful, meaningful friendships. If you stop finding fulfillment in those things and you only get joy and fulfillment from one person, you can get joy from that person. Oh my God. But you gotta have other sources. You got to. I will say, during that honeymoon phase of a relationship, it's very normal to ghost your friends. And I feel like people understand that for the first few months. But after that honeymoon phase kind of wears away and it's kind of into the nitty gritty of okay, we're doing life together. That's when you should really, really prioritize remembering how to find joy outside other things. And that's another thing. You can always remember how to, even if you're in a relationship where you feel like you've done this now. It's not impossible to do or even hard to do. You just have to make time for it. You could do it. Girl, you could do it. I believe in you. But building this life around someone and getting attached to the way that they are leads to a fear of change and leads to a fear of losing them. And whenever, trust me, this is one of the biggest lessons I've learned in my entire life. And I've also written so much music about this lesson that I'm about to tell you. When you're afraid of losing something, you only bring yourself closer to losing it. When your mind is afraid to lose a person, a job, anything. And that's the way your brain is thinking. That's the wording. That's the mentality you're going at it with. You're pushing it further away. With your actions, with your word choice, the things you're choosing to say, with your emotions and how you're the way you act, your energy, everything. If you can learn to, again, going back to celebrating what you have, being grateful for what you have, and embracing the fact that it's not permanent, it's gonna change, remembering the beauty of impermanence, embracing that this moment's not gonna look this way forever. So, what I should do is focus in on it and live my life and be so grateful for it and make these memories now while I'm in this phase of my life with these friends or with this person or with this job that I love or with this phase of my career that I'm in or anything. It's going to change in some way. Even a relationship that lasts your entire life will go through phases. It's going to look different throughout the course of like 50, 40, 60, however many years, decades. It's going to look different over that long of time. Nothing is permanent. And that sounds kind of brutal, but there's so much beauty in impermanence because it reminds you to live in the moment and be so grateful for what you do have. I'm just saying. Okay, number 4. Time makes you bolder. Girl, this one is just fucking true. It's just true. Like, as you get older, you learn more, you figure life out, and you just get bolder. And you just get bolder. It's just true. It's just fucking true. That's all for that one. Okay, last lyric, number 5. Climb a mountain and turn around, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, will the landslide bring you down? I think what Stevie Nicks is saying here, she's kind of telling Lindsey Buckingham, the man who this song is about, who's also a member of Fleetwood Mac, for those of you who don't know the thing. She's telling him, she's like, try being in another relationship. Try it. And then if it's still my face that you see in the snow-covered hills, then I'm going to be long gone. So you will have your own landslide to deal with. And this, I'm pretty sure, is the last line, or this is one of the last lines of the song. And I think this is a beautiful way to end this song, because this slight adjustment, modification to the wording feels like a call to action and feels like a, what's the word? I just had the word in my head. Proclamation. Whoa. I didn't realize I had that in me. It feels like a proclamation. It feels like I will be fine. It feels like her saying to herself and to Lindsey Buckingham, I will be fine. This sucks, but I will be fine. And that's another thing that I'm about to get into about how to embrace change. And the way I'm going to do this is by playing you another song by Fleetwood Mac, a Stevie Nicks song called Rhiannon. This one's very fun. Okay, I'm going to play it. Go. So what I love about the duo of Landslide and Rhiannon is that I feel like these two songs next to each other paint such a beautiful image of Stevie Nicks as a person, and it just feels like such good, not only storytelling, but also like self-awareness and like reclaiming of her own narrative almost, which I just love. That's empowering as hell. But I truly feel like you can get such a good, well-rounded view of Stevie Nicks as a person through these songs and her journey during this phase of her life through these two songs. Landslide represents this like deep knowledge of impermanence, of Stevie Nicks knowing that she should embrace change and let the landslide take her down, or climb a mountain around, knowing that she should embrace change in that way and doing it no matter how hard it can be sometimes. Rhiannon feels like the version of Stevie Nicks that she's learning how to embody, the side of her that she's learning to embrace. Because Rhiannon is a song about this fiercely independent, she rules her life like a bird in flight, she cannot be tied down, she's one of a kind. That's what Rhiannon is about. And this song is about, it's about the beauty and the allure and the mysticism of Rhiannon as like a, almost like an alter ego. And I know that Rhiannon, the song, is based on I think like a Celtic witch, I believe. Like a not a fairy tale, but like a Celtic, is it like mythology? I think it might be. I know that that's like where Stevie Nicks got the inspiration for Rhiannon from. This side of her, Rhiannon, is this, again, fiercely independent, like extremely confident and free spirited version of herself. I think that these songs together just reveal so much about Stevie Nicks as a person, again, about how she, during this time, learned to embrace the one true love of her life, which was music. And because now Stevie Nicks still, I don't think has had any like serious partners. I know that now Stevie Nicks is single. Girl, she is single, living her best life. And I think that that makes so much sense. It just does. Like, listening to a song like Rhiannon and also listening to Landslide, that makes so much sense. That all the, like, what, 40, 50 years later, she's still single. Not like in a she's still single way, but in like a, like, no, Rhiannon, again, fiercely independent, cannot be tied down. That makes so much sense for her. And I just think that's so beautiful. I think that's so cool. And I think that getting to be on that journey with her through Landslide and Rhiannon as songs is, again, just such good, like, self-awareness, such good storytelling, and such good owning of one's narrative. It's so good. It's so good. Again, I think these songs together reveal so much about Stevie Nicks as a person. I think that through embracing change and embracing the constantly evolving nature of life in relationships, career, friendships, everything. These two songs together just make up such a well-rounded view of her journey with learning how to embrace this and learning to see the beauty of impermanence and learning to embrace change and let it set her free so she could become Rhiannon. This music is powerful as fuck. Music is okay. This brings me to my last thing that I want to say and want to talk about, which is the lesson, which I've been talking about it this whole time, but remaining open to change and embracing the ever-changing nature of life helps you to remain present, grateful for the things that you have in your life at any given moment, and also allows you to like learn the necessary lessons to lead a fulfilling life. Because you stay open and you stay open. You stay open. Because the thing is, again, nothing, I've said this for the millionth time, but nothing is permanent. Nothing. No matter what it is, it's gonna change in some way over the course of your 80-year, 90-year long life. It's gonna change in some way. Everything. It's never gonna look exactly the way it does right now. And learning to embrace that and be so grateful and present for the way things are right now in your life, that's powerful. That will set you free. That will truly change your life, transform your life. Truly. It happened to me, and now here I am. Because, again, the thing is, the impermanent nature of life is so beautiful. And, again, like, what would the point be if everything stayed the same? What? Ew. Like, if everything stayed the same, that would be so boring. That would be so boring. Where's the flavor? Where's the change? Where's the excitement? Where's the thrill? Where's the uncertainty? Where's the goal? Where's the dream chasing? Where's the character building? Where is it? It wouldn't exist. Those moments of pain, which I've started referring to as landslide moments, they provide us an opportunity to get in touch with like our deepest selves and those really, really deeply woven truths about who we are and what we want and what kind of people we like to spend time with and what kind of person we would like to fall in love with and what we like to spend our time doing and what we want to do for our career and what kind of value we want to provide for people and what kind of value we do provide for people by showing up as ourselves every day. If you can learn to embrace those landslide moments, what will follow is these glimpses at like those deep, deep truths about who you are and what you want and what you bring to the table, and those glimpses of what it would be like if you truly just accepted everything you are and embraced it and led with that and showed up as that every single day. That's where power comes in. That's where being magnetic comes in. That's where achieving dreams comes in. If you can show up as that version of yourself every day, or even just some of the days, even one day a week, watch what will happen. Watch what will happen. I promise you, it will be crazy. That self-knowledge, that self-awareness allows us to attract the right people, attract the right opportunities, allows us to just build a life that is so fulfilling and not being scared that things might not happen. Because another thing that I really want to emphasize is no matter what happens, you're gonna be fine. No matter what happens, okay, actually there's exceptions, but in like relationships and stuff is really, really what I'm getting at here. No matter what happens, you could be cheated on, you could be like dumped and then ghosted for the rest of your life. You could be like just like treated like shit by somebody and staying in those negative loops of those toxic relationships where you're not loved properly and you guys aren't loving each other properly and you're not good for one another. Like, if you can learn to believe in your resourcefulness and believe in your ability to pick yourself back up, nothing can stop you. Truly, nothing can stop you. And I know that again, that sounds really harsh sometimes, but it's true. It's so true. Embrace those landslide moments. Allow them to show you what they need to show you, and don't run away from change. Embrace it. Embrace change. Embrace it. Run towards it. Chase change. Run towards it. Please. Please. So I want to say farewell to you on this first episode with another live performance of Landslide. But this one is with a symphonic orchestra. It's with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra. And I love this version of this song, this like rendition of this song. You take the magic of the song and you add these like beautiful strings and these like just magical dainty little things that the strings are doing, and it just builds such a beautiful world. And I love this version of this song. It brings me back to like being in a magical forest when I was a kid, I swear. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. I hope you got something out of it. I hope I could help you in some way. But thank you for listening and watching if you've been watching the video. This has been a true delight, truly, just to talk about this kind of stuff. I have conversations like this all the time in real life, and I'm so excited to just have this on the internet. Oh my goodness. Okay, I will go. Please enjoy this just beautiful version of this song. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Let me know if you have any ideas. I guess my Instagram is at DNLBrinko. Follow me there. I'll be posting all about whatever on there. Same with like TikTok, Twitter, all those other things too. Can't wait to see you there. Thank you. There's so many exciting conversations to come. So thank you for having this one with me, this first one with me. I'm so excited for what's to come with this radio show and to just talk about a million different things. I have so many ideas. I can't wait to keep having combos like this. Um, and to also share my own music with the world very soon. Oh, fuck, that's exciting to say out loud. Please enjoy this just magical rendition of this beautiful song. I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Peace. Bye. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Not that.